The New York Jets, their defense getting ready because the Patriots will get the ball as we start the second half in Foxborough. Al Michaels, Boomer Esiason, Leslie Visser. Kevin Falk is back to receive. John Hall kicking into the wind. The liner caught at the 9-yard line by Falk. Kevin ran one back 95 in the first half, tackled here at the 31. Let's get an update from Leslie Visser. Leslie?
On both coaches in the locker room of the Patriots, it was very businesslike, no yelling. Willie McGinnis said he is sore. He's over on a bicycle behind the bench now. He hopes to return. Bill Parcells said, I have seen this before. This was a lot tougher than it looked. He said, I know Drew Bledsoe. We're going to expect at least 50 passes, Al.
Well, Bledsoe in the first half threw only 11.
Yeah.
He was 5 of 11 for 51 yards. And from the 31-yard line, he starts on the ground here with Terry Allen nudging the ball up to the 35. First half dominated by New England. The crowd already begins to boo. They want Bledsoe to throw on every play.
They are impatient here in New England.
God forbid, God forbid they should try to show any form of a ground game down by 18.
They didn't listen to me at halftime. Just relax, get back to your game plan, and don't push it.
Key figures, the total yards, more than a 3-to-1 ratio in favor of the Jets. All of the scoring in the second quarter. 2nd and 7 from the 34-yard line. And to the ground again to Allen, who breaks a tackle, comes out of the backfield to the 38. The only oddity here right now is the Patriots in the third quarter are going with the wind. And does any coach use the wind better than Parcells?
Well, you know, when you play in the Meadowlands and you play up here in Foxborough, you have to get used to using the wind. And right now with the lead 21-3, knowing that Drew Bledsoe's on the other side, he wants to make sure that in the fourth quarter, if he has to kick a field goal with the wind, he wants it at his back as opposed to Adam Vinatieri's back. This is interesting, this new huddle configuration right here.
3rd down and 3 from the 38. Looks like a white concoction. Bledsoe nearly gets sacked, then takes off, slides to a stop at the 46-yard line. Should have been caught in the backfield. Victor Green came in on the safety blitz and couldn't corral him.
I was talking about it earlier, Al, when you blitz back here and you are a defensive back or a linebacker, you have to come in under control, and Victor Green is one of the harder hitting safeties in all of football. He just came through out of control, and Drew Bledsoe's so big and strong, he just kind of swung him off of him. So a big play right there, and it didn't seem that significant, but it keeps the Patriots moving.
It is the first 3rd down conversion for New England tonight in 6 attempts. Now Bledsoe airs it out, going deep, jump ball, intercepted by Marcus Coleman, his second. He hung it up that Bledsoe intended for Glenn, and Coleman, who has replaced Mickens in the starting lineup for the Jets at right corner, picks it off.
What a terrific play by Marcus Coleman. When you have Terry Glenn, you got to throw it deep. He's not Randy Moss. He's not going to go up and get it. He's going to go run after it.
Quiet crowd at the moment at Foxborough. Their team, down 21-3. Marcus Coleman, 2 interceptions tonight, 4 for the year. Jumbo Elliott starts at left tackle. And it is dropped by Lucas. He couldn't get a handle on the snap from Mawai. And then just has to fall on it back at the 8-yard line.
Alan, the last interception, Marcus Coleman, that was his second of the game against the Denver Broncos early this year. He had 2. And he is starting because Otis Smith is out for the year. He's injured. He's on the IR. And it's basically also replacing Ray Mickens, who was the starter inside of the last few weeks and basically has kind of fallen off. And take a look at the QB comparison right there. Those 2 interceptions by Marcus Coleman, 2 big plays.
Go figure. And when you look at that comparison on 2nd and 14, a wobbly pass, and Trevette reaches for it and drops it and is down. 3rd down and 14. Report on Fabini is a sprained knee, will not return. Left knee. So you have Elliott with a bad back, and it's just what you need with a bad back, a 40-degree night.
Right, exactly, and going against Chris Slade. Not a nice thing to have happening tonight, but if you are the defense of the New England Patriots, you have to stop them here. You need a big stop right here and force a punt into the wind and give your offense good field position, maybe even a turnover right here.
3rd down and 14. And they give the ball to Richie Anderson, and Anderson can only get it up to the 14, so they do get the stop they need. And now the Jets with Tupa will punt into the wind.
I was talking to Tom Tupa before the game. I said, what do you do to punt into the wind? He says, now you really want to just drive it. You don't want to try to lay it up there in the wind because obviously the wind's going to knock it back. I will try to drive the football, and what that should do should give the returner for the New England Patriots an opportunity to get a good return. And there's the drive.
And it's a returnable kick for Troy Brown from the 41-yard line. But very good coverage by the Jets, and he is thrown to the ground by Ulrich Johnson. Mike Sweatman pretty happy about that coverage right there with 11:27 left in the 3rd, and New York on top by 18.
Any other use of this telecast or of any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.
Enhanced TV is online right now with Monday Night Football. You can get live up-to-the-minute stats, play the live interactive game and trivia. Go to ESPN.com or NFL.com and log on to Enhanced TV. Patriots need some enhanced offense here. Bledsoe's last 2 passes have been picked off. He starts here with a completion into Jets territory, caught by Terry Glenn, who's had a relatively silent night, only his 2nd grab of the evening for 37 yards total, stopped by Cox.
What the Jets are doing to Drew Bledsoe is they are blitzing, they're leaving zones open, and if he could just find the time to settle down and find those guys in the zone, just like he did there, they'll be able to move the ball. He's just got to find and pick out the right guy, and he should be smart enough to see the defense and where the openings are.
From the 47-yard line, Jefferson in motion. Surveys and over the middle, and he finds Glenn again. So back-to-back grabs by Glenn. That's an 11-yard gain and a 1st down at the New York 36.
And now back-to-back blitzes. They're bringing another middle linebacker through the line of scrimmage. They're trying to get pressure, and there is Terry Glenn, who's having an outstanding year for the Patriots, but they're trying to get pressure on Drew Bledsoe. And I sense that Bill Parcells knows that's the weakness. Get to the quarterback early, often, and make him uncomfortable.
Now back to the ground they go, and that's Allen with a nice move through the middle to the 28-yard line. That's a gain of, make it 9 as they spotted at the 27 and sets up a 2nd and 1.
And as I said at halftime, that just be patient, take your time, stay within the framework of your offense, don't force anything. The last play he forced a deep ball to Terry Glenn. And now all of a sudden they're back into the rhythm of their offense. A good solid run by Terry Allen and 2 solid pass completions to Terry Glenn.
Come up in the eye. Allen the tailback. And on 2nd and 1 they give it to Allen, and Allen is able to move forward for a 1st down to the 25-yard line. So that'll move the change with 9.5 to go in the 3rd.
I'll never forget Sam Weiss, one of my old head coaches, telling me at halftime of one of our games where we were just totally out of sync. He said, you know what? We're going back to basics. We're going back to what you guys know, what you can do, and we're just going to ram it down your throat until you start feeling comfortable and gaining rhythm. And I can see that that's what Ernie Zampese is doing right now with the New England Patriots.
Ernie's been to the rodeo a few times.
He sure has.
1st and 10 from the 25. Good protection, and then has it intercepted at the 15-yard line. It is picked off by Marvin Jones, who earlier had his 1st sack since '97. Flagged down at the end of the play, and Bruce Armstrong is down at the end of the play.
Going to be holding on to New England Patriots. The interception will stay on Marvin Jones. I talked about earlier in the night what kind of player Marvin Jones can be.
30 offense. Penalty has declined. 1st down.
He's had a huge sack tonight and now a pick, and this is basically sitting in the pocket waiting and waiting and waiting, and Marvin Jones right in the middle of your screen. There he is right there, just reading the eyes of the quarterback.
Triple whammy, an interception, a penalty on Carter, and Armstrong limps off the field, and they're down by 18.
Out here.
The New York Jets have the ball at the 25-yard line. Drew Bledsoe has been picked off 3 times tonight. That last interception was the first of Marvin Jones's career. Now the Jets start from the 30-yard line, and they give the ball to Curtis Martin, and Martin takes it up to the 33. It'll be 2nd down and 7 with 8:40 to go in the third. Saturday, the great traditional battle from Ann Arbor, Ohio State against 10th ranked Michigan starts your day at 12 noon, and then Penn State against Michigan State or UCLA against USC. Regional action Saturday at 3:30 Eastern time. 2nd and 7. Curtis Martin on the cusp of a 100-yard evening, 15 carries for 99 yards. And Lucas throws, and it's caught by Corbett, and he is tackled by Israel at the 39-yard line, a little short of the first down.
And you watch Ray Lucas in the pocket, calmly just delivering the football, knowing where he wants to go with the ball, making the decision, putting touch on the ball, all the things that Bill Parcells wants out of his quarterback that he hasn't been getting. Look at that nice throw right out in front, gives Wayne a chance to go after and get it and make a few extra yards after the catch.
And number 2 rookies on the offensive front. The injury to Fabini, and Lucas has been sacked. Not at all. Not once. Little toss back to Martin. The design play, and up for the first down as Martin is out of bounds at the 42-yard line.
Yeah, they ran that play earlier. Same kind of success. Smart, easy, get it to your best back, get him outside. Kind of fake inside to draw the defense along to your fullback. And Bill Parcells is calling a smart game tonight, and he is just giving his quarterback opportunities to make plays now all of a sudden. And the more Lucas makes plays, the more opportunities Bill will get him. And there you see Curtis Martin over 100 yards again tonight.
1st and 10, the ball at the 42-yard line. Fumble again, and Lucas for the 2nd time unable to handle a snap, but recovers it himself.
We talked about the Patriots earlier in the night, talking about how balanced they are as a team, and you know their defense hasn't been as stout as Pete Carroll and Steve Sidwell, the defensive coordinator, would like to have them. There's too many big plays happening against them. Big pass plays, big running plays. Certainly they have some stars in their defense like Ty Law, and there's the fumble right there, so you have to stay in if you're Ray Lucas. But their defense just is not really living up to their billing. And I think it's really a concern to the coaches of the New England Patriots.
2nd down and 12 from the 40-yard line, and nothing happening for Curtis Martin through the middle there. 3rd down and 12. So if the Jets win, are they worth any more money, Boomer? They're for sale. The estate of Leon Hess, with Mr. Hess dying earlier this year. Goldman Sachs handling the sale, and the feeling seems to be that we'll know who the new owners of the Jets are by the end of the year.
Well, it's an expensive property, I can tell you that. And take a look, 40-0 all time, and leading by that much at halftime. But I'm not in the bidding for them now. I'm sorry, I don't have enough money.
People seem to feel it's a $500 to $600 million purchase that's ahead. 3rd down and 12. This is Keyshawn Johnson making the catch, kicking and threading his way through the Patriots and getting the first down.
When you talk about great receivers in this league, the first person that comes to my mind, especially after a few weeks ago, is Chris Carter. But this guy has the potential to be Chris Carter, but he's an arrogant Chris Carter. He'll tell you how good he is. As where Chris Carter will tell you, I'm okay, I'm pretty good. But Keyshawn Johnson certainly has the attitude that a great receiver needs. He doesn't back down. He wants the football. So much so that he wrote a book, Throw Me the Damn Ball, and they are throwing it to him, and he's making plays with it.
Lawyer Malloy shaken on the play. He comes out, the strong safety. Keyshawn last week against Arizona with the play of the game, and there is Malloy, whose spot is taken by Tony George at the 46-yard line, 1st down. Right now for the Jets, there are a lot of bidders for the team. The three most prominent, though, would be, as you look at the class of
Not these
'96,
guys.
not those guys, but some of them can afford
Some
it
of those
as well.
guys could probably, if they put their money together, maybe.
Right. But Keyshawn picked first, Glenn picked seventh, and Harrison having a great year, and he and Peyton Manning are linking beautifully in Indianapolis. But one of the primary bidders for the Jets would appear to be Charles Dolan, who owns Cablevision.
Now, do my rates go up in Long Island?
Well, you can't buy it as a corporation. You'd have to buy it as an individual or a family. The ball at the 44. And they give it to Martin for a gain of 1. There is also Robert Wood Johnson IV, who is one of the Johnson & Johnson heirs, who figures very prominently, and also the longtime Arizona real estate developer Sam Grossman, who was a serious bidder and was beaten out by Daniel Snyder in an attempt to buy the Washington Redskins this summer. Those would appear to be the three main people right now, very much at the forefront in the running for the purchase of the New York Jets.
You know, the interesting thing, Al, is that the Jets don't have a stadium. They have a lease at the Meadowlands over in New Jersey that runs to the middle of somewhere around 2008 or so.
Right.
And a lot of the sale depends on the future of the stadium, I would imagine.
3rd down and 7, and this is Keyshawn Johnson, and that's enough for a first down. So on 3rd down attempted conversions in back-to-back series, it's Keyshawn who is the man they go to, and he picks up a first down.
Very impressed with the way that Charlie Weiss has designed this offense and the type of plays that they're running and how quickly Ray Lucas is making his decisions. Look at this, 2 guys in one spot. Somebody made a mistake there. I don't know who it was. It almost looks like they were trying to run the reverse route that they ran last time and made a first down on, but that's how a tough receiver makes first downs. He lowers his shoulders, knows where the spot is, and gets over the line.
Run, short pass, and what it does is it keeps the clock moving. This is almost classic Parcells. Here's Martin taking the ball inside the 30. There's a flag down. Stopped at the 28-yard line by Law, and Malloy was back in the game.
Now also it gives your defense a chance to rest, relax, get on the sideline, go over any last-minute adjustments, and it inspires them as well. You know, it makes them better. And this is something that the Jets haven't gotten since Vinny Testaverde left.
Keyshawn holding his left or right wrist. Penalty is against the Patriots.
Illegal use of hands. 21 defense. And 5 yards to the end of the run. First up.
Steve Israel hands to the face.
It's so much easier to play defense when you are ahead. You can blitz, you can make plays, you can put pressure on the quarterback. Take a look at Steve Israel, number 21, and there's the hands to the Dedrick Ward's face mask right there. It's a good call by the official. But this is, again, this is an offense that the Jets haven't seen in many weeks. Controlling the football, making plays, moving the chains, and then scoring points, the most important aspect.
Jets began this drive at their own 30, and this is caught by Johnson, and he gets wrapped up and taken out of bounds by Ty Law at the 18-yard line with 2:20 to play in the period. Monday Night Football being brought to you by Ford F-Series. The best-selling trucks are built Ford tough. Fidelity Investments, we help you invest responsibly. Budweiser, delivered fresh daily from our local brewery near you. And CNET, the source for computers and technology at CNET.com.
Now when you look at the AFC East and you look at the battles, the Patriots can ill afford to lose this game because they go on the road to Miami and Buffalo in the next 2 weeks.
This is Martin. The ball goes inside the 15, and that is close to a first down.
And with the way that Buffalo played yesterday and manhandled Miami, I've got to believe that right now that Indianapolis and Buffalo look like the 2 best teams in the AFC East.
Indianapolis, Buffalo, and you wonder about Marino. Look at this. This drive at the moment has consumed half the period. 7.5 minutes on this drive. By the way, Marino is on his way back to L.A. to see his doctor to determine whether Dan can begin practicing again and perhaps play this weekend.
And I wouldn't go crazy about the fact that they got hammered by Buffalo yesterday. They're still 3-1 with Damon Ewert at quarterback. So Damon Ewert is doing a great job filling in and doing what he needs to do to give that team a chance to win.
First and 10 from the 13, and this is Martin who takes a shot. And meanwhile, Keyshawn, who was holding that wrist 3 or 4 plays ago, has now been forced out of the game, at least for the moment. Flexing that right hand. Final minute of the third period. This drive began after Bledsoe had thrown the interception to Marvin Jones.
So now everything's going right for Bill Parcells. The quarter into the wind is almost over.
Right.
They have the wind at their back in the fourth quarter. You couldn't ask for a better blueprint for victory for the New York Jets up to this point anyway.
2nd and 7. From the 10. They give it to Martin. And the period will end. The Jets took over with 8:52 left in the third. They have run out the clock in the third. They still have the ball. They're knocking on the door again, and they lead by 18. 21-3 after 3. Monday Night Football returns after this message from our ABC stations. Aerial shots tonight provided by Southwest Airlines. We start the fourth quarter in Foxborough, Massachusetts. Al Michaels, Boomer Esiason, Leslie Visser. Some folks already heading home. 21-3. The Jets have a 3rd down and 2 at the New England 5-yard line, up by 18. And Richie Anderson has a 1st down at the 2-yard line.
And now they're doing it in all different ways. First, it's Curtis Martin around the corner. Curtis Martin up the middle. Throw one to Keyshawn. Throw one to Wayne Corbett. Hit one to Fred Baxter. And now run a trap up the middle with Richie Anderson. I mean, so many guys are getting involved. And you can see number 76, Jumbo Elliott there. Give him a lot of credit coming off the bench with a sore back. Literally, it's got to be 25 degrees wind chill, don't you think? I mean, it's freezing down there, and he's out there playing with a bad back.
1st and goal inside the 2. This is the 16th play of this drive. Flag. Martin goes nowhere. 2 flags.
I think you're going to have holding on the center, number 68, Kevin Mawai. He actually just got ran over, I believe, by Henry Thomas, number 98, and he took him down with him.
Holding. 68 offense. 10-yard penalty, still 1st down.
Not an easy place to play center down here because you're covered up. You have a guy over top of you, and all he's trying to do is to blow you up and push you back in the backfield. Watch your center right in the middle of your line. Watch him come back. And really, at this point, you become defensive in nature, and you just pull the guy on top of you. That was Henry Thomas, number 95.
1st and goal. Ball comes back to the 12-yard line out of a split-back formation. They give it to Anderson again with Martin helping to lead the way, but Richie can't go very far. Tackled just outside the 10.
And I can see from up here, Bill Parcells already telling Ray Lucas, let the clock run. Let the clock run. Be real deliberate. Take your time calling the plays. Right now, it's about 25 seconds on the down clock. This is just a way to shorten the game. These are the things that Bill Parcells told us that he wanted to do.
Vinny Testaverde looking on. The Jets have their 17th play upcoming. Most plays they run on any drive in any game this season. From the 11. Lucas rolling. And then gets tackled at the 8-yard line as Malloy comes up for the hit. He was looking for a lawyer and he found one. 3rd and goal.
I don't know if I'm more impressed at Ray Lucas' speed to get around the corner or the ability of Chris Slade to stay with him. Force him around the corner.
You do not see very many 11-minute drives.
And what's unique about that, you have a young quarterback. The more plays you run, the more apt they are to make mistakes, and this guy hasn't made very many tonight, if any.
3rd down and goal from the 8. 12:40 left. And Lucas with a lot of time, and then finally he runs out of time as the secondary does its work efficiently. And Henry Thomas helps to break up the play, so they'll settle for a John Hall field goal attempt.
Well, what I like here is you can just see him sitting in there going through his progressions, trying to make plays, and you can see that he's comfortable. Now you got to get rid of the ball. You can't hold on to it that long. Sooner or later they're going to get to you. The offensive line really protected him very well in that last play.
Had time to look for everybody but Don Maynard.
This is in Boozer.
26-yard field goal attempt by Hall, and that is good. So it pays off. An 11-minute drive pays off with a field goal. 12:29 left in the fourth, and it's 24-3 JETS Jets. A reminder tonight on Nightline, a fist fight at a high school football game leads to 6 expulsions, prompting a national debate. School safety, when is Get Tough Too Tough? That's tonight on Nightline following your late local news. John Hall to kick off. The New York Jets have come in 2-6 into the home of the 6-2 Patriots and have dominated 24-3. Hall sends a bouncing ball to the 15-yard line where it's taken by one of the upmen. And this is run back to the 43-yard line by Bucky Jones, their #1 draft choice out of Syracuse in '98. Here comes Bledsoe with 12:19 left in the fourth. We go to Denver. Mile High is the site next Monday night. The Oakland Raiders against the Denver Broncos. Rich Gannon and company coming in, trying to keep pace with the Seahawks in the AFC West.
With all the injuries that Denver's had this year, give them credit for staying close.
This is caught over the middle. This is Kevin Falk to the 49-yard line. 2nd and 1. Leslie, what you got?
Alan Boomer, people might have noticed the unusual neck brace that Brian Cox wears. He told me before the game he's been wearing this since 1991, his first year with the Dolphins. They were playing the Chicago Bears, and Refrigerator Perry, you'll remember he went about 320 pounds. He was on offense, and he hit Brian, knocked him out. He was out for about 12 hours. Ever since then, he's worn the neck brace, and he said he much preferred when the Refrigerator played defense. Al?
It's been his fashion statement since he came into the league, as Brown makes the last catch and a first down.
I always wondered what he was thinking about wearing that thing. Now I know. Leslie comes up with that information.
Inside handoff to Kevin Falk, and not only do the Patriots need to move the ball down the field, but they need to move it with alacrity, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, they do. Quickly. They need to do it in a 2-minute fashion. That's what they're doing now. And Drew's still, he's got to be careful. He can't throw another interception right now and put the game away.
Here comes the blitz. Bledsoe has to throw as he gets hit and hits Jefferson, and he makes the catch. He is inbounds at the 23-yard line, and that's a first down.
The one thing a 2-minute drill will do for a quarterback will allow him to get into some rhythm once he starts completing those passes, Alan. One thing Drew Bledsoe has not been in tonight is a very good rhythm. He's been trying to force the ball, especially the deep ones, and here they have an opportunity to get in the huddle, and he decided not to.
AFC's top-rated passer coming into the game, but it's been a miserable night throwing out of the end zone. Nobody home. Aaron Glenn with the coverage in the back of the end zone on Troy Brown. 2nd and 10.
It's been a miserable night. The Jets have gotten after him. They've hit him. They've blitzed him. They've confused him. And Ernie Zampese, their offensive coordinator, has got to figure out ways to get guys open. And Bill Belichick on the other side, the defensive coordinator for the Jets, has really done a masterful job of architecting this defense and giving them trouble, giving the Patriot offense trouble getting on track tonight.
2nd down and 10. Bledsoe came in with a rating of close to 100, and tonight 28.7. Bledsoe throws and has to throw that one away. 3rd down. Jet defense tonight with Belichick, the architect. Not only has the offense done its job, but 3 interceptions. Bledsoe heaving that one up at the end of the first half, and that led to a Jet touchdown. Then there was that sack by Marvin Jones, his first since '97, and then Marvin's big night continues.
I told you that was the guy I saw when he was a rookie in New York. He was explosive, and he had the ability to make plays. We've seen that tonight.
3rd down and 10. Flag is thrown. Bledsoe throws. That is caught. Glenn makes the catch, and he's tackled by Glenn. There's a certain sound, right, to it.
Of defensive offside, and right now the Jets want to just keep the ball in bounds, keep the clock moving. They still want to be aggressive. You still want to get back there. They're trying to get back there in different types of blitzes. This time the Patriots did a nice job of picking up the blitz and giving Drew Bledsoe time to throw the football.
Penalty has declined. First down.
Enough for the first down on the play, taking it to the 13-yard line. Time of possession, the Jets. That's Parcells for you.
Well, at least tonight it is. And it's more than enough time for New England to get back in this game.
Bledsoe under pressure and then throws for Jefferson, and that's incomplete.
Well, like I said, you can see Brian Cox in the backfield now, and you can also see James Farrier back there. These are linebackers that line up on the end of the line to give a speed rush on the outside, and certainly they've been able to do that tonight. And it takes Drew out of his rhythm. He's not able to sit back there and survey the entire field. He knows that he has to quicken his decision-making up, and it's something that he seems to be having a lot of trouble with tonight.
2nd and 10, the ball at the 13-yard line. Bledsoe for the corner of the end zone and broken up at the last instant. Intended for Jefferson and Marcus Coleman winning the starting job over Ray Mickens and proving why tonight with 2 picks and a nice play here.
The last time we had the Jets, it was against the Jaguars, and I was asking Bill Parcells about Marcus Coleman and how come he's not seeing the field a little bit more often. He said, well, you know what, sometimes he loses a little concentration. We have to stay on him. Well, tonight he seems like he's everywhere, and he's making the plays when he has to, and that's a terrific play by a defensive back, undercutting the wide receiver and knocking the ball away.
3rd down and 10 at the 13-yard line. 10:14 left in the 4th. Bledsoe throws with a screen is set up for Falk. Breaking tackles, takes it in for the touchdown. Imperative for New England to score on that drive, and they do.
Great call by Ernie Zampese, running a screen into the blitz of the New York Jets. The Jets have been getting close on that blitz. He recognizing it and calling the perfect play against the defense. And Drew Bledsoe and Falk and the offensive lineman, look at this, executing it perfectly. Allowing the rush to get back to you. Falk allowing the offensive line to get out front and making a touchdown run.
Omar Stoudemire had a would-be tackle broken by Falk on the way to the end zone. The kick is good by Adam Vinatieri. And with 10:07 remaining in the 4th quarter, the Pats still breathing as the Jet lead has been shaved to 14, 24-10.
In recent government
30 years of making Monday night special. Next Monday, Oakland, Denver at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific.
Reminder after the game, tune into ESPN's Sports Center Monday Night Football postgame show with live reports and analysis.
Well, if you're the Jets here, Al, no fumbles. Secure the football and make sure you don't give it back to the Patriots quickly.
Adam Vinatieri to kick off. The 11-yard line. This is Aaron Glenn. And he brings it back to the 35. Jets setting up there with 9:57 left in the 4th. 24-10 Jets. You can log on to ESPN.com or NFL.com for enhanced TV right now from Foxborough, which, by the way, will host the Major League Soccer Championship game this Sunday. The LA Galaxy and DC United coming into the stadium on Sunday. Bob Kraft not only owns the Patriots, but the soccer team here, the New England Revolution, from the 35-yard line. That's caught by Johnson, and Keyshawn skirts the sideline and turns a short little pass into a touchdown.
And I think there's a flag on the field, Al, and they're going to call a pick against the New York Jets, and it's going to be against Richie Anderson. I believe that's who it is. He's outside Keyshawn Johnson. He comes running in, and almost like he sets a pick, and he blocks before Keyshawn catches the ball.
The type of play very often you will get away with without a flag.
Pass interference. Offense, number 80.
Take a look at this. Here's Richie Anderson. He'll come up and he'll pick and block before Keyshawn catches the ball, and this is where the penalty comes. Right there, bang. There he is, Richie Anderson making contact before Keyshawn catches the football. And it really wasn't even a pick. He wasn't picking the guy that was covering Keyshawn. He was actually picking the guy that was covering him, trying to make the tackle, Chris Carter, number 42.
So instead of a 65-yard, what would be game-ending touchdown, in effect game-ending, it is first down and 20 for the Jets back at the 25-yard line.
What a huge break for the New England defense.
Martin turning it back. Brings it up to the 30-yard line. He's tackled there by Lawyer Malloy.
And now what's significant about that play is you can see now the level of the defense by the New England Patriots is higher than it's been all game long. They're in the backfield forcing Curtis Martin to turn back against the grain. And you can see somewhat of the momentum shifting here a little bit. Take a look at this defense. Look at them all pursuing. Look at McGinnis, number 55. Look at the guys in the backfield forcing Curtis Martin to cut back.
Second and 17 now. Huge defensive series for the Patriots. And on second and 17, an end around to Johnson. That gets sniffed out, but he gets a block. It still only springs him for a couple to the 31-yard line.
Number 68, Kevin Mawai, the center of the New York Jets, just absolutely lays out number 74, Chris Sullivan, on a lookout block. Take a look at this. You usually see this on special teams. Right here, number 68, and there's Sullivan not even aware. Keep your head on the swivel when you're out there in the open. Those defensive linemen aren't used to being out there.
Third down now and 14. Mawai waiting till they turned around so he didn't get flagged, too. Third down and 14 with Parmalee now in the game at the 31-yard line. Lucas rolling to the short side of the field, going deep, and Ward was out of bounds, then comes back in, and it's incomplete. And Ward is contending that he was pushed out of bounds and forced by Steve Israel.
And now the ref is telling him that this ball was thrown way over your head. I'm not going to make a call. And my point there is that if you're a quarterback and you sense that you have your guy and Israel does hit him, you know, where are you going to throw the football? Watch this. Watch Israel push him out of bounds. And you could see Ward just absolutely. I don't blame Dedrick Ward for complaining about that.
Went to the Wailing Wall. Here is Tom Tupa, the punt. Fielded at the 31-yard line. And this is Troy Brown who brings it back to the 39. So the Pats still very much in it.
Absolutely.
With 8:10 left in the fourth. The Jets on top by 14. Frosty night in New England. It'll be a lot warmer, though, if the Patriots can somehow pull this one out. Again, they erased a 3-touchdown deficit against Indianapolis in the second week of the season. Trying to do the same tonight. They've already scored here in the fourth. They have the ball now, first and 10 at the 38, down by 14. With 8:10 to play, Bledsoe out of the gun on first down. Throws over the middle, and that's incomplete. Intended for Terry Glenn. Monday Night Football is being brought to you by the people inspired to build vehicles for your mind and heart. Nissan, driven. Ameritrade, believe in yourself. Bud Light, with a great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light. And Microsoft, both offering e-commerce solutions for any business.
Al, what I like about the Jet defense is they're still bringing it. They're bringing the blitzes, and Belichick is not sitting back. He's not staying in this prevent defense and allowing Drew Bledsoe to study and sit back there without a pass rush.
Well, on that ball, Falk stopped for no gain, setting up third down and 9. And this is taken in by Coach. Can Ben pick up the first down as he cuts it back? No. He is stopped at the 46, about 2 yards shy by Pfeiffer.
Roman Pfeiffer, not the Chris Pfeiffer that we know.
No, not our guy. But now the Patriots are in a position here on fourth down and 2. Down by 2 touchdowns, 7:24. They have to go for it. So out of the shotgun on a critical play right here. Jets showing blitz. Here they come. Bledsoe rolling to buy time. Throwing on the run. Contact is made. Flag is thrown. Jefferson banged into by Glenn. And that'll keep the drive alive.
Smart thing by Jefferson. That time he was on the sideline, and as he saw Drew Bledsoe coming towards him, he ran back down the sideline. Drew underthrows the football, and it forces Aaron Glenn to run up the back of Sean Jefferson to cause the interference. This is a play that you work on in practice all week long. It's called a scramble drill, and you can see Sean Jefferson on the sideline. If you are stationary right there as the quarterback comes to you on a breakdown, take off and give him a chance to throw the football. And Aaron Glenn kind of getting in a bad situation, forcing an interference.
On 4th down, that's a 23-yard penalty. It keeps New England in the game. The ball is the 31-yard line as Bledsoe retreats and throws. Caught wide open was Troy Brown over the middle. What a move. Touchdown, New England.
Beginning of the second half told Leslie Visser that you're never out of this game and how difficult it was, and he doesn't want to give Drew Bledsoe any more opportunities because he knows that he's going to see a lot of passes, and Drew Bledsoe, true to form, is sticking it to his old coach.
Vinatieri now for the extra point. How about this? On a 4th down, they get the penalty. Brown has missed the last 3 games. He's been hurt. Back tonight with a bang. 6:58 to go, and it's a 7-point game. And they're rocking again in Foxborough.
The people who decided to stay are seeing a heck of a finish.
Some of them are coming back.
The people in front of the box here, half of them were gone, and all of a sudden they're all back again.
They all reappeared. 7-point game. Vinatieri to kick off into the wind, and thus it is a very short kick, fielded at the 22-yard line by Aaron Glenn. And the coverage is good as he is taken down to the 36-yard line with 6:49 to go in the 4th. The Jets trying to use the clock and preserve a 7-point lead.
Course, Willie McGinnis on NFL.com.
Al, how did Troy Brown get so wide open? This is Ray Mickens right here. It looks like everybody else is playing man defense underneath, and Ray Mickens decides that he's going to play zone. Brown gets in when Mickens should be right next to him, and then Mickens actually gets pushed from behind by Brisby. No call. Touchdown. Mistake by Ray Mickens.
From the 36-yard line now, not sitting on the lead. Lucas throws and off the fingertips of Richie Anderson. So they send Anderson deep. Normally that means you got to send a linebacker down there to cover him, and the pass just a little too long for him, covered by Brewski.
It's a great call. This is the play that they opened the game with and had Richie Anderson open as well. But Lucas got hurried when he threw that football, but this shows you that Bill Parcells is not going to lay back and sit back and allow the Patriots to take the momentum over. He's got to gain it back somehow, and he's got to do it by calling plays just like this.
2nd down and 10 from the 36-yard line. Good protection, short pass caught for Bet out of bounds at the 40-yard line. Setting up a 3rd and 6. Israel covers on the play.
Well, you talk about the maturation of a young quarterback. Certainly, Ray Lucas found himself in that same situation against Indianapolis a few weeks ago. He threw a big interception at the end of the game. But the way he looks tonight, he looks definitely calm and confident. You got to allow him to have the opportunities to make the plays. This is really where the pressure just gets at you. And this is what playing quarterback in the NFL is all about, Al, right here.
3rd down and 6.
Making a play, 3rd and 6 in a 4th quarter, and you're up by 7.
With 5 receivers and no backs, pressure is on. Pass is deflected and intercepted by Malloy. And Lawyer Malloy brings it back to the 26-yard line. Keyshawn Johnson couldn't handle it. Deflects off Key to Malloy, and the Patriots first down at the 27.
throw by Ray Lucas. He senses the blitz. He sees it coming. There's Willie McGinnis. Throws the ball to Keyshawn Johnson. A great play by Ty Law, forcing that interception and getting to Keyshawn Johnson exactly when the ball got there.
1st and 10 at the 27-yard line. Bledsoe out of the shotgun. A ton of time. 5:58 remaining. Jets rush 4. Bledsoe to the end zone for Jefferson, who's double covered and broken up by Aaron Glenn.
Dangerous. Throwing down the middle late. Safety's back there. Omar Stoutmire back there as well as Aaron Glenn. And you can see Drew Bledsoe wants to stay in the 2-minute drill. Trying to get it to Sean Jefferson and 2 Jets in the same vicinity.
Trying to stay in rhythm. 2nd down and 10. And it is thrown out of bounds. Maybe some miscommunication on the pattern. It was Vincent Brisby. Maybe Drew thought he was going to run it out there, and instead he's running to the end zone.
Well, when you're going without a huddle, you're trying to communicate. The fans are loud. You have to signal, and sometimes the receiver doesn't see your signal correctly. You call for what was a comeback, and he's running a go, and it looks ugly.
3rd down and 9, and this is Bledsoe buying time against the grain, throwing bad pass, underthrown, incomplete, intended for 4. So it's a very rapid 3 and out at a time when with Ernie Zampese sending in the plays a ton of time, but New England running it as if there was a minute and 40 left in the game.
Now remember, they're going into the wind here, and one of the reasons they're staying in their 2-minute drill out is because Drew has played better in this situation. His awareness is up.
They're going to go for it here because the other option is to kick a 44-yard field goal into the wind, which still keeps you down by 4, meaning you're still going to need a touchdown. So they go for it on 4th down and 10 from the 27-yard line, and Bledsoe's pass is incomplete, out of bounds for Jefferson.
Great stop by the New York Jet defense right there, and Drew Bledsoe actually had Jefferson if he'd thrown the ball a little bit better, a little bit more accurately inside.
Well, if the Patriots need some fodder for a highlight film this year, they've got plenty. They've played 6 games this season, determined by 3 or fewer points. 5 of those 6 determined by 1 or 2 points. And they still haven't played an overtime contest, which is what they're kind of hoping at the moment, down by 7.
Give the ball to Curtis Martin. Let him have some time off. There you go.
Keep back. Picks up a couple to the 29-yard line.
Now again, Al, Ray Lucas looks good. That last interception, he threw the ball where he was supposed to throw it. He threw it accurately. Sometimes a defender is going to make a play for you, and that's exactly what Ty Law did. So his 2 interceptions tonight, both off the hands of his own receivers. One a little bit high to Wayne Corbett.
And that's Chad Eaton, who is down. I was thinking, Boomer, a year ago, just about a year ago tonight, close to it, we sat here and we were talking about the fact that the New England Patriots were going to go to Hartford. They had made a deal, and then within a couple of weeks, they reinstituted an arrangement. Bob Kraft came up with a lot of his money, in fact, $250 million worth, to build a new stadium, which they're hopeful, and there is the owner of the Patriots, hopeful of building a new stadium, which would be located adjacent to this one, have it open in time for the 2002 season. A couple of things need to be done before then, including a vote in this little town. There are only 16,000 people in Foxborough, but they need a vote to okay some zoning changes, and if that goes through, they can begin to think about construction. 2nd down and 7. That takes place in 3 weeks. From the 30-yard line, Martin, they stop him. That's a gain of 2 to the 32-yard line. 3rd down and 5.
So I think what Bill's doing here now is trying to at least milk a little this time off the clock, and he senses now that the game obviously is where he wants it. He wanted it to be close in the 4th quarter. Obviously, he didn't think it was going to be this close because of the way the game had progressed up until this point. But he's trying to be smart, and certainly now Ray Lucas has got to be smart with this football. think that you might see Ray Lucas sprinting out on this, getting out of the pocket, getting away from the rush, and maybe making a play with his legs.
3rd down and 4. Lucas pressure, flags down 2 of them from opposite directions intended for Johnson.
You're going to have holding, it looks like now, on the New York Jet offensive line, meaning that they will punt to the New England Patriots. But again, Ray Lucas smart. Just throw it out of bounds, let your defense play. You can see Kevin Mawai on this particular play.
60 adopted. Penalty is declined. 4th down.
That's his second. Take a look at this here. There's the blitz, and he's trying to block 2 guys, pushes one off, and then tries to make it back. Now, that's a terrific play by the center, but he grabs Lawyer Malloy by the face mask.
Now, Tupa's kick, a short one, but takes a great New York bounce. A most fortuitous hop for the New York Jets, and it is down at the 12-yard line. It was so bad, it was good.
When things are going good for you and it's your year like it is Tom Tupa, you can shank a punt, no return,
right,
and net 56 yards on it.
Spin one down there. The punt returner can't grab it on the fly, can't grab it on a bounce, and the next thing you know, you got a 56-yarder in the book. Now Bledsoe needing 7. From the 11-yard line, he begins this drive. 3:48 remaining in regulation. And New England with all of its timeouts. So a ton of time. 3:48.
Oh, absolutely.
3 timeouts and a 2-minute warning. From the 11.
If the Jets continue to blitz, he's got to get the ball out quickly, and he can still use the middle of the field.
Good protection. Pass incomplete, though. Coates covered by Mo Lewis.
That time, everybody covering who they're supposed to cover. The last time down on the touchdown by Troy Brown, it seemed to me like there was a miscommunication in the secondary of the New York Jets. It sounds like the crowd is kind of wondering what's going to happen. Is this the end, or are we going to be able to continue to do this?
2nd down and 10. Bledsoe begins to provide the answer here, and that's incomplete. Intended for Brown. That time covered by Mickens. It'll be 3rd down.
And all this blitzing, what it's forced the New England Patriots to do is to keep 7 guys in blocking. They're only sending out 3 guys, and they're sending out 3 guys into a 5-man secondary. Not much room out there for those guys to operate.
Bledsoe 0 for his last 6. Blitz again. Bledsoe throws, caught over the middle, but only up to the 18-yard line, shy of the 1st down by Tony Simmons. And now New England has to punt. They're too deep in their own territory, and they can stop the clock 4 times with the 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning.
It's got to be real disconcerting for Drew Bledsoe looking at that defense and how they're changing personnel around and how they're moving different guys in and out and how they're blitzing him from all the different angles. And he just hasn't really looked too sure of himself dealing with it.
Johnson sends one up into the wind that is hauled in, fair caught at the 47-yard line by Ward. So now the Patriots will be forced to use their timeouts on defense with 3:01 left in regulation. Bill Parcells. Pete Carroll, when you think about it, was the coach of the Jets in 1994. It's the only time when these guys match up with each other in the history of the NFL that 2 guys have switched teams and then have faced each other. And it's the 6th such meeting between Parcells and Carroll. Only matchup in which each previously coached the opposing team. So leaving here after guiding the Patriots into the Super Bowl following the 96 season. Keep it on the ground, give it to Martin. And all he wants to do is not run out of bounds, primarily. Timeout. New England. We're back, part of our 30th anniversary montage of moments on Monday Night Football. Go back to 1979. The Darryl Stingley tribute here at Foxborough.
Please give a warm New England welcome to a very important member of the New England Patriots who is seated in the press box tonight. Number 84, wide receiver, Darryl Stingley. Not only were the fans applauding his teammates on the sidelines,
facing up to the press box, applauding number 84.
Very emotional time at Foxborough. Stingley paralyzed. A hit from Jack Tatum of the Raiders. Darrell, 20 years later, presiding over a foundation that monitors inner city kids in Chicago. It is 2nd down and 9 after the timeout from the 48-yard line as Lucas throws, and it is not caught. It is one hop by Keyshawn Johnson. Trapped it.
Well, by not completing that pass, you help the Patriots out. You give them an opportunity to save one more of their timeouts. You stop the clock with an incomplete. Not that I disagree with the call. You just have to make the play, and Ray Lucas has got to get the ball somehow to Keyshawn Johnson. Almost makes a nice play right here. Just having a guy of his size being able to have the ability to go down and snatch the ball like that is pretty impressive.
3rd down and 9. Pats still with 2 timeouts and a 2-minute warning. 3rd and 9. Very important play. 49-yard line. They give it to Martin. And Curtis is a little bit short of the 1st down. He's down at the 42.5-yard line.
So Bill Parcells going, oh, you know, now I got to make another decision.
Well, Carroll's going to make a decision here, too. Do you take the timeout on this side of the 2-minute warning? Because first of all, they're going to measure, so that's going to stop the clock. The officials stop it with 2:28.
This is why coaches get ulcers, Al. Plays like this.
What coach doesn't already have an ulcer?
But it's because of plays like this every week.
Bring the chains in, see how close they are. From here, it looks like they're short. It looks like it's going to be 4th down, less than 1. So a decision both on Parcells' part here. Look at this.
Looks like it's about, what, 6-7 inches?
Right.
No, it's longer than that.
No, it's long, yeah. They just wanted to see how far it was.
So now
if you're Carroll, you take your time out here.
I'll tell you what your
team just has. Well, let's see what the Jets are going to do. I mean, this is a pretty good little chess game here. What is Parcells going to show? For starters, he's going to show that he's going to go for it. Maybe, if for no other reason than to make Carroll use his timeout on this side of it.
He might not even snap the ball here just to try to keep the clock running.
Right. Now that they start the clock again.
I can't imagine that he would go for this.
But they can't take it to the 2-minute warning because the play clock started at 25.
And if he doesn't take it to the 2-minute warning, there's something definitely wrong here. I can't believe that he's going to snap the ball. He's not going to snap it.
He's not. So he forces Carroll into not taking the timeout on this side of the 2-minute warning because the Jets are going to get a delay. They figured to punt it anyway, so that doesn't matter in terms of field position very much at this part of the field.
Well, that's a smart play by the New York Jets.
Right.
Absolutely. That's exactly what you want to do. Take the clock down as far as you can. Either Pete Carroll uses his timeout, you get penalized 5 yards, gives your punter more room. All things worked out for the New York Jets right there.
At the end of this play, you'll have the 2-minute warning. And when the Pats get the ball, they'll have 2 timeouts. Tom Tupa.
Nice. A little too far.
Too deep. Touchback. So the Pats will have 80 yards. That's the 2-minute warning. It comes with 1:51 officially on the clock. 80 yards, 2 timeouts, down by 7. After midnight in Foxborough. Tomorrow on an all-new Spin City, there's a new battle as Paul goes on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Catch the excitement tomorrow on Spin City on Synergy Tuesday on ABC.
Oh, you just can't help yourself, can you?
I can't. Boomer at 12:10, baby. You never know what you're going to get.
Anything goes, baby.
Right. That's right. All bets are off.
Well, this is where you make your money if you're the big-time QB. You have an opportunity to move your team down, get yourself in a tie position, and hopefully get it into overtime. And Drew Bledsoe's been here many times before. He's adept at the 2-minute drills we've seen here in the last quarter here. But this is where you earn your keep right here, Al.
And again, the Pats in a game that goes right down to the wire. Last second win over the Jets on opening day began things, and it hasn't gotten any easier since. Erased a 3-touchdown deficit in week 2.
Be interesting to see how the Jets play now. Do they sit back or do they come after them? And Belichick, like any good defensive coordinator, is going to want to mix and match.
They rush 4 on first down. Bledsoe, look out from the blind side, sacked at the 11 by Anthony Pleasant.
Anthony Pleasant ran right around Bruce Armstrong. Actually, they ran a twist, and what a twist is where one guy goes underneath and Pleasant comes all the way around. A game between he and Brian Cox on the defensive right side.
Third sack of Bledsoe tonight. He's also had 3 picks. Clock running down to a minute and a half on 2nd and 19, and going deep and incomplete. Again, the wind holding up the ball intended for Tony Simmons, who was looking inside, and Bledsoe throwing outside.
So let's go back to the beginning of the second half when Bill Parcells decided, you know what, we'll go into the wind in the third quarter because we want the wind at our back in the fourth quarter. And this is one of the reasons why right here.
The Patriots going into the wind, needing 89 yards. 3rd down and 19. Have to get to the 30 to convert. Bledsoe trying to find anybody who's open. Then he'll take it himself, and he goes out of bounds up at the 22-yard line. So he's 8 yards shy of the first down, trying to keep the game going on a 4th down play here.
Smart play by Drew Bledsoe. Just get half of it back. You don't have to force it and try to get it all in one play, but certainly now this is where it comes down to the New York Jets. Do they sit back or do they come after him? It almost looks like to me that the way the Jets are walking around right here.
They send 5. The protection is good. Bledsoe throws, and at the 36-yard line, a flag comes in. Glenn makes the catch for the first down. Barker comes in. Mickens made contact as the ball got there.
Looks like Mickens had established his ground.
And it's going to be against the Patriots.
And I think this is the correct call because Mickens establishes himself on the inside of Terry Glenn. And Terry Glenn has no choice but to move him out of the way to make the play.
That's a 10-yard penalty, still 4th down.
So we've seen a bunch of this happening in the last few weeks, Al, where the defender establishes his position. The offender is the one who initiates the contact, and they got this one right.
Move back to the 12, 4th and 18.
Take a look here. Now watch Glenn. There's Mickens inside. He's got his position established, and now he's just pushing off. Good call by the official. I agree with that 100%.
Have to get to the 30 to convert on a 4th down play with 70 seconds remaining. Against a 4-man rush.
Get back, get back.
Bledsoe heaves it to the 30-yard line, and it is Tony Simmons who can't hold on. And that would have been enough for the first down. Had to get to the 30. He was at the 31-yard line.
What a great job by the offensive line of the Patriots, giving Drew Bledsoe time back there. The Jets were rushing 4, and Tony Simmons has just got to make that play. He's just got to catch the football. An easy catch by NFL standards for wide receivers, wide open in the zone. A nice throw, and there's Tony Simmons. Just make the catch. But again, the ball coming into the wind, it looked like the nose died on him a little bit, and it moved like a knuckleball would if you were the catcher of, say, somebody like Phil Niekro.
Bill Belichick exults. 60 seconds remaining. The Patriots can stop the clock twice, but that will just prolong the agony here. From the 12. Martin. Curtis goes down at the 11. Martin along the way tonight, now with 143 yards. And after the 10th weekend of play, Curtis is now leading the NFL in rushing. And Drew Bledsoe can start thinking about the Miami Dolphins in next week's game at Pro Player Stadium.
And if it thinks it's going to get any easier defensively, it's not. The Miami Dolphins coming off basically what Jimmy Johnson characterized as a butt whipping down out in Buffalo. I'm sure they are going to be lying in the weeds down there waiting for Drew Bledsoe and his passing attack.
There it is up to the moment. Deuce Staley of the Eagles, and they haven't had a bye week yet. So Martin has played one fewer game and has the lead over the Deuce.
And how important was Curtis Martin to Bill Parcells? Spent a lot of money to get him. Gave up 2 compensation draft picks to get him here.
Takes it to the 8-yard line.
And he's really, when you talk to Curtis Martin, I don't think that really means much to him that he's the #1 leading rusher in the NFL. He's a guy that all he wants to do is win. He goes about it quietly, professionally. And tonight he had another great evening. And certainly if he continues to do this, gives the Jets a chance to win and be productive as the season goes out.
Well, this takes tonight's game into account. Indianapolis and Miami on top. Each has had a bye week. Bills haven't yet. Thus, Buffalo has played 10 games. New England, despite a 6-3 mark, would be in 4th place, but still in pretty good position for the playoffs. And remember, this is a division that sent 4 teams to the playoffs last year and may very well again this season.
I think it's going to be unlikely, however, Al, because you'll probably have one team from the West, and that will be the division winner, maybe Seattle. That's the way it looks now. You have to remember that Jacksonville and Tennessee play in the Central. They cross over with the NFC West. Easy scheduling.
Right.
And 3 teams maybe this year, not 4.
3rd down and 7, and here's Martin swinging to the outside, making sure he stays in bounds. And he is tackled there by Teddy Bruschi. In effect, they'll have to run a play since there's a 1-second differential between the play clock and the game clock. And Bill knows it. He says you got the 1-second differentials. Even if you take a delay penalty here and then you do a kneel down, it's over. But Bill looking up at the game clock, as you can see, not quite in sync. And so if the officials are on top of it, which they should be here, and they call a delay of game if the Jets don't run a play, or maybe they'll just run a play anyway here. Take it down to 2-1. They'll run it. They'll kneel down. That's the end of the game.
Well, Bill Parcells had all the numbers right tonight, and Ray Lucas played a fantastic football game despite 2 interceptions that were not his fault. He got everything out of Ray Lucas tonight that he wanted in his quarterback, to inspire his team, to move the football team, to put points on the board, and the defense came up big again.
You know, you just take a look. You look at the Jets and you say 3-6, bad year, and it is a bad year for them. But a team that has also lost 3 games in the last 30 seconds. So how close are they to being 6-3 without Vinny?
They're like everybody else in the NFL, Al.
Back with the play of the game.
So close, so close.
CNET.com, connecting you with the right technology product at the right price.
So instead of paying a separate commission every time you trade, you'd pay an annual fee. Trade all you want.
All I want?
Yeah, virtually limited.
Oh, really?
Remember the financial plan we're working from here, Dad. The point is long-term capital appreciation.
I know.
You just don't want you sitting by the computer all day buying and selling stocks.
Yeah. Show me how I log on to your research.
Oh, that's easy. Yeah. Investing is serious business, Dad.
I promise I'll do my homework, okay?
Jets led by 18 at the half. Hold on. Beat New England 24-17. Now the CNET.com play of the game was, the score was 7-3 New England. It was a 3rd down for the Jets late in the first half. It was Curtis Martin taking the ball in for a touchdown on a 36-yard run, part of a huge night for C. Martin with 31 carries, 149 yards, and that touchdown, that is the CNET.com play of the game. Ray Lucas guiding New York to a win. He's with Leslie.
Oh, Al, you are right. I think Cinderella wears number 6 in only his second pro start. How did this happen tonight, Ray?
I'll tell you God's honest truth. I'm in shock right now. This is where I started. You know, I was a special teams guy, and then I come back as a quarterback for the New York Jets, and we win the game. It's fantastic right now.
What kind of a game plan was it? What made you think you were so dominant in the first half?
I don't know. We just called the plays, and everything just seemed to be going our way. We got a couple good interceptions. Guys were in the right place at the right time, and you know, we executed the plays. It was. We couldn't drew it up any better.
You were an undrafted quarterback by the Patriots. What did it mean to beat Pete Carroll, the man who cut you?
I don't even know what to say. I mean, this is the sweetest thing that I've ever tasted since the Super Bowl. I mean, it's like I started here, I came back here, and I beat the guy who cut me, and now he could sleep on that for tonight.
What about the rest of your team? You had Jumbo Elliott was a warrior, Curtis Martin, your defense?
Offensive line played fantastic today. We really did the job up front today, and then the guys just caught the ball when they were supposed to, and the defense played fantastic in the end. So it was a group effort today.
Well, you go home and celebrate. Congratulations. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Leslie. So tonight, Bill Parcells' game plan is 31 runs for Martin, 31 passes for Lucas, and what does that add up to? It adds up to 86 for New England. And they go down to defeat 24-17 as the Jets win it. We go to Denver. It's the Raiders in Denver next Monday night. Until then, Al Michaels, Boomer Esiason, Leslie Visser saying goodnight from Foxborough, Massachusetts. ABC Sports Online at ESPN.com. Stay tuned for your late local news or other programming. This presentation of ABC Sports continuing the tradition of excellence.
ABC Sports thanks you for watching this presentation of the National Football League.
The home of out-the-door pricing, the lowest guaranteed prices with no extras ever. Present the 3 stars, Mike Sillinger, number 1, and Kluche, the 2nd star, had a great night in goal for the Lightning, and Steve Martins is chosen as star number 3 here at the Ice Palace tonight. Sabres next start tomorrow night. They just head a little farther south to South Florida to Sunrise, where they meet the Florida Panthers tomorrow night at 7:30. Hockey Hotline is coming up next. Rick Jenneret for Jim Lorenz and Danny Garrett. Good night from Tampa Bay.
Sabres' 4-game winning streak is now history. Lightning, the better team tonight. They win this one, final score of 4-2. Mike, again, the Sabres, yes, they've got some talent. And, you know, some nice little skill players. But the bottom line for this hockey club is they have to work hard. And this game was too wide open. It was not Buffalo style. They played the Lightning's game this evening.
Well, that's exactly, and probably what hurt Buffalo more than anything else is the fact they came out early and scored a goal, and from there on in, they got away from their game plan. Instead of playing within themselves, they thought they were just probably going to blow Tampa out of the building and win big. Well, that's not the case, and they didn't stay within themselves, and Tampa hung in there and showed a very, very good effort tonight, and good to see them playing sound hockey and showing a little guts, and that's something that's been missing from that team for a long time. So it's going the right direction for that organization, and it's a game that Buffalo should have won, but they got beaten. They got beat clean by a good hockey club tonight. We got a good long show. This is the hotline. This is your show with your calls, and that's up next. Join us.
Everyone, welcome to the Labatt Hockey Hotline. Brian Blessing, Mike Robitaille. Sabres taking on the chin tonight. Tampa Bay outworked Buffalo, Mike. They were indeed the better hockey club this evening. And there was a player that set a tone for Tampa Bay early in this game. That was Kubina. He went after a Afinogenov after an offside whistle. He threw a nice elbow at Shatan, and he got his team going.
That's exactly what he did. I thought he was the most important player on the ice, certainly for Tampa, followed by Sillinger, but Kubina really gave this team a nice kickstart, and they seemed to follow his leadership from that point on.
And Sillinger, of course, you just mentioned him. He had a big game this evening, in on all 4 Tampa Bay goals. A 4-point night for Mr. Sillinger, and he is standing by with Danny Gear. He has got to be one happy hockey player tonight, Danny.
Well, I'm sure he is, Brian. Mike Sillinger had 4 points, your career best, Mike, but a good team effort here by the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Yeah, it sure was. You know, we knew that Buffalo was playing really well as of late, and you know, we've been playing pretty good ourselves. And I think you know, you got to credit Kluche in the first period. He made some really key saves for us, and we just kind of gelled around him, and we came out and played a really solid game tonight.
About a year ago, you came here with Chris Gratton from Philadelphia for Renberg and Langkow. Now, a year from now is gone, and what are the changes and what is the future here looking for a little better for this team?
Well, exactly. You know, the last couple of years here in Tampa Bay hasn't been the best of years, and you know, that's one thing the new people have made a point to do. They said that they're going to turn it around. You know, they've owned a sports franchise for over 20 years in Detroit there with the Pistons and the Vipers and whatnot, and you know, they mean business. You know, right from day one, they told us if we weren't going to be a part of the organization, you know, they'd move us on and whatnot, and you know, they're doing all the right things here for the future.
Right things are a big part in special teams, and that was a big part of your game tonight. You had a power play goal. You're a part of the special teams and penalty killing and situations. A big effort by your team tonight in that area.
Yeah, it sure was. You know, we've been struggling on the penalty kill a little bit. You know, we seem to have a few good games and then collapse for game, and you know, we've definitely made a point of that. And our power play is nothing special to that. It's just getting the puck back and getting it to the net. You know, we got some big guys up front, and you know, we crowded the net really well tonight, and you know, the goals are rebound goals. So it's we did a good solid team effort tonight.
Congratulations, first star tonight, Mike Sillinger.
Thank you very much.
Good game by this guy right here, folks. Big points all over the board, a goal, 3 assists, and that's the type of effort that Steve Ludzik wants every night by his players.
Danny, a player that really can light a spark for the Sabres offensively is defenseman Jason Woolley, and he was not out there the majority of this hockey game with a rib injury. Do you have an update for us?
Well, I talked to him after the second period, and it's his right ribs. He's not real sure how bad it is. He's going to get evaluated again tomorrow when they head to Miami and the Fort Lauderdale area to play the Panthers. So he's walking okay, but it's very tender right now.
Buffalo seemed to want to get into a shootout early in this game. They get the early goal, and everything is wide open. This isn't a wide-open hockey club. This is a club that plays smart and waits for their opportunities, and they really got another game plan.
I have to agree with you, Mike. And one of their big areas where they've been so effective is the fact that they've shut down teams in shots against. They've really tightened up defensively, but a lot of second and third opportunities by Tampa tonight, a lot of missed assignments in their defensive zone. And you're right, they seem to, once they got ahead 2-1, they forgot about, you know, what has made them so effective in the last 4 or 5 games.
Danny, go right back to the basics. What Tampa Bay did, and did it very well tonight, they got the puck to the net. A couple of rebound goals, they got Baron down and out, and they capitalized on those opportunities.
And that's something that they're fighting more for. They're fighting to get opportunities. This team was known for not getting a lot of shots, not having people that wanted to drive and pay the price to get to net. They seem to have more of those now, and they'll continue to try to get even more of those type of players if I know Rick Dudley.
It's a little early, but did you hear anything about goaltender for tomorrow night?
I don't know, but I think there may be a change tomorrow. I know that Lindy was always concerned about obviously the physical but more mental side of Marty Biron. He's played a lot of games this year, and especially having 6 or 7 in a row since he's come up. He is only 160 pounds, so you wonder about his physical side, but mental side's important. I think you might see Roley tomorrow night.
Danny, make sure you put some sunscreen on now tomorrow afternoon.
Is it getting a little red now?
Yeah, just a little.
Okay, guys.
All right, have fun in Miami. Later. All right, Danny Gear down in Tampa Bay, and the Lightning.
Nice break for Rollinson, huh? Here, throw him back in and get, okay, go stand your head when it's the game. That poor kid, you know, wish you just give him 5 straight games. So here, run with it. No matter how you play, you're going to be in goal. But, well, it's a tough position for him to be in.
Defensively, Mike, the Sabres very sloppy in their own end tonight.
Well, not only sloppy, they didn't play with any vigor and very little hitting. The forwards were it wasn't much help to them as far as back checking is concerned and picking up their loose men, especially in their back checking procedures. And it was very difficult to play defense that way, but still you've got to play with excitement, like you want to be there and you're ready to do anything to win a hockey game. And it wasn't in their hearts tonight. That's pretty obvious. I mean, certainly they had a great start. It looked like they were going to be wide open. It was going to be a wide open affair and a big shootout. And of all teams, Tampa Bay outshoots you. That's not a good sign either.
Let's get to our first phone call of the evening. It is Jason in Jamestown. Hi, Jason.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Thanks for calling,
Good, Jason.
I was just wondering, I don't mean to start any rumors or anything, but I heard that Dominic Hasek was dancing at a nightclub about 2 weeks ago up in Buffalo. I don't know whether this is true or anything, but, I mean, can he dance and not play in the net? I don't get it.
Well, first of all, I don't know anything about the report. I don't know if he was dancing or not, and if he was, I guess it wouldn't be the greatest thing in the world to be doing, and I'd question that too. If you have a bad groin, I'd wonder how you'd be dancing, but I didn't hear anything about it. So how can I relate to it? I can't answer it.
All right. Tim in Seattle. Washington is next. Hi, Tim.
Hi, guys. How you doing tonight?
Thanks for calling, Tim. Good evening.
Hey, you know, your Empire crew pulled a really great thing tonight when they showed the three coaches for Tampa Bay on the bench 3 minutes before the beginning of the third period. To me, that said that, you know, Chris Gratton or the captain, whoever's the captain of Tampa Bay, was really lighting up the team. I mean, he must have been screaming in there, hey, we're going to win this game. You know, they got that late goal in the second period, so it's like, that was a real telling sign because they came out in the third period and played really good. And Buffalo, I just think that, and I've said this before, every time they go to Florida or California, you know, there's the golf and the Disney World distractions maybe. Do you